Good morning. We'll just give folks a moment to enter from the waiting room.
Awesome.
As a reminder, when you are entering the waiting room, please do remain on mute unless or until you are appearing before the board. Just give another moment for folks to clear the waiting room and connect to audio. Good morning. This is a hearing before the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Wednesday, February 15th, 2023. Today's hearing is being held pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. Today's hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. Before I review procedural matters, I will introduce Chairwoman Kathleen Joyce.
Thank you, Danny. My name is Kathleen Joyce. I'm chair of the Boston Licensing Board, and today I'm pleased to be joined by Commissioner Liam Curran and Commissioner Kiana Saxon.
Thank you. As a reminder, please do remain on mute unless or until you are appearing or testifying before the board. Please ensure that your audio and visuals are working properly. I will call each item in the order it appears on this morning's agenda. I will then ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You will then make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the chair and commissioners. Following questions, there will be testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. Please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. And just one piece of housekeeping before we begin the agenda. Item number 16 on this morning's agenda, Getir Mass LLC has requested a further continuance to complete their community process and will be heard on the March 29th transactional agenda. Once again, if anybody is here to testify on that item, that will be heard on March 29th. However, any written correspondence will be accepted by the board at licensingboard@boston.gov at any time until March 29th. Beginning with item number 1 on this morning's agenda, now calling Sodexo Operations LLC, doing business as Sodexo at Young Family Cafe, located at 111 Francis Street, has applied for a common victular license to be exercised on the above cafeteria on 3rd floor, inside new inpatient building, counter service and seating. Manager Andrew Zalisk, hours of operation 6:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning, I'm Andrew Zalisk. I'm present.
Thank you for being with us. If you could just please briefly present your proposal to the board.
It's a new wing of the hospital. It's a cafeteria on the 3rd floor. It will be serving soup, sandwiches, produced in-house. There will be small seating area, grab and go sandwiches, salads and beverages and desserts, coffee, and espresso machine present.
Thank you. I'll turn to the board to see if there are any questions. Chairman Joyce, do you have any questions for the applicant?
Thank you, Danny. Andrew, just one question. How many seats at the counter and seating area?
I believe there's 34 seats in the area.
Thank you. I don't have any questions at this time. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 2, RBSBW Inc. doing business as Roach Brothers Supermarkets located at 8 Summer Street. Holder of a retail package store all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Susan La Rosa to Marvin Alvarez. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Marvin Alvarez is here this morning. I'm here.
And Jim Sperber, I'm a real estate counsel for Roach Brothers and RBSBW Inc. And we are here, Marvin is the new manager of our 8 Summer Street store. We're here for a change of manager of record for the liquor license.
Thank you very much. Chairman Joyce, would you like to go over the manager of record questions for Mr. Alvarez?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Alvarez, are you a resident?
I am a US, a resident of the state of Massachusetts. Yes, I am.
And are you a US citizen?
Yes, I am.
Excuse me. Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, over 25 years.
Thank you, excuse me. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. I don't have a question.
Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon, any questions?
No questions for me, thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Calling item 3, Earl's Restaurant, Boston, Mass, Inc., doing business as Earl's Kitchen and Bar located at 800 Boylston Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from Willie Gray to Sarah Rosenstein, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
Good morning, Attorney Trish Farnsworth with Lawson and Whiteson, and with me is Sarah Rosenstein, who is the proposed manager. There's Sarah right there. Just turn on your microphone, Sarah. We're here on behalf of Earl's in the Prudential, and this is simply a change of manager. Sarah's been with Earl's since 2017 in roles of assistant general manager. So she's well experienced, tips trained, and also Earl's does its own internal training. So she should be a suitable candidate for the position.
I'm going to ask Commissioner Curran if he would like to step in.
Thank you. Ms. Rosenstein, are you a US citizen?
Yes,
Are you a resident of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts?
yes, sir.
Do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do.
And regarding sale and service of alcohol, are you familiar with the rules of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I think that's all we have. Thank you.
You, Commissioner Saxon, any further questions?
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Calling item number 4, Mike and Patty's JP LLC, doing business as Mike and Patty's, located at 388 Center Street in Jamaica Plain. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages liqueurs license has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business from John Massia to Anya Zarota, who is present on behalf of the applicant.
I am here, Anya Zarota.
Thank you very much. Ms. Zarota, is it possible to turn your camera on?
Oh, yes. Hello.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Commissioner
Yes, I'll
Cardinal.
go again. Mr. Rhoda, are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am.
A resident of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
And you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, 15 years.
Okay.
Also
And
tip
regarding
certified. Sorry.
regarding the sale and service of alcohol, are you familiar with the rules of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth?
Yes,
Okay, that's it for me. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Saxon or Chairwoman Joyce, any further questions?
Nothing further, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Calling item number 5, LSF Logan Airport LLC, doing business as Legal Test Kitchen, located at Logan Airport F2 in Terminal A in East Boston. Holder of an airport common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to change the DBA of the licensed business from Legal Test Kitchen to Legal Seafoods. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Good morning. My name is Donna Cruz, and I am a paralegal with Legal Seafoods.
Thank you, Ms. Cruz. If you could just please briefly present the proposal and the reason to the board.
Yes, we're just petitioning to change the DBA from Legal Test Kitchen to Legal Seafoods.
Thank you. Commissioners, any questions for the applicant?
Not for me.
Just to confirm, there's no operational changes?
No, there is not.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you. Calling item number 6, Food House Inc., doing business as Friendship BBQ Alston, located at 103 Brighton Ave in Alston. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to change the category of the licensed business to a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license pursuant to the authority contained in Chapter 481 of the Acts of 1994. Attorney Carolyn Conway. Attorney Conway. Oh, Attorney Conway, you're on mute right now. I'm asking you to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
You can hear you now.
Okay, sorry for I have with me Mr. Sullivan today, who's the owner of the licensee. This is just a simple try to get cordials license so that the licensee can deliver different flavors for the meals that it's serving. It's been in business for 2 years now, and its customers would enjoy having different flavors with the type of food that's there. So we're asking the board, we can change the category of the license.
Thank you, Attorney Conway. Chairwoman Joyce, any questions?
Yeah, could you provide a little more context about exactly what you'll be offering on the menu with this?
Okay, Mr. T, can you answer that question for the chairwoman?
Oh yeah, we're just offering like different flavor soju, like peach soju, strawberry soju, apple soju, just to pair with the food.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners Curran or Saxon, do you have any questions?
I don't know. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 7, Itadaki LLC, doing business as Itadaki, located at 267 to 269 Newbury Street. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Pinky's Up LLC, doing business as Pinky's at the same location. Richard Sullivan, manager, closing hour 1 a.m. Secondly, has updated the description of the premise from 1 room with kitchen on the first floor, 3 rooms, 2 for dining and the other for storage on the second floor. Service area and storage in the basement, also to include an outdoor patio. Capacity breakdown, first floor inside 80 seated, 34 standing. First floor patio 38, lower level inside 47 seated, 22 standing. Lower level outside patio 4. 2,357 square feet on 1 floor and 2 rooms at the front with seating and a bar for customer with kitchen, storage and restrooms in the rear, and seasonal patio on private property with seating for 48, closing hour 10 p.m. Lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license to 267 to 269 NSR LLC. Attorney Tom Miller. Attorney Miller.
Thank you, Danny. Good morning, Chairwoman Joyce, Commissioners, Secretary Green, Tom Miller from McDermott, Quilty & Miller on behalf of the applicant. I am joined today by Richard Sullivan, who I saw a second ago. He is one of the owners and the proposed manager of record. Pinky's is applying to take over the space formerly occupied by Itadaki. It will rebrand and refresh as well as update the space. The description of premise is changing, but the premise is actually not changing. It's just updating to better reflect the space. No walls are coming down. There's no work really to be done. The only work is cosmetic to make it rebrand and reflect the new experience that customers will be able to enjoy if the board sees fit to grant this application. These applicants, the ownership group, are experienced restaurateurs with decades of experience operating successful restaurants in and around New England. They've operated other restaurants in the city, including Rock and Rye in the Theater District, as well as ones in Milton, Lynn, and Providence, Rhode Island. This concept is a chef-driven one. It's globally inspired gastro bar serving, the intent is to serve the neighborhood, both business people and the residents. The menu is inspired by Northern Spain and will consist mainly of small plates and street food, with some select larger offerings like paella and a steak frites, which is a personal favorite of mine. The feel of the space is going to be reminiscent of the speakeasy era, with a cozy and intimate dining that will foster conversation and socialization among friends. The menu is rounded out by a curated wine and beer list, as well as a thought out craft cocktail and signature cocktail menu to, complement both the food and the atmosphere. The proposed hours of operation here are from 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. 7 days a week. As I said earlier, Richard Sullivan is the proposed manager of record. He is a U.S. citizen, a resident of Swampscott. He has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry, including managing 2 different R.F.L. Sullivan's locations over the last decade. He is familiar with the Mass General laws, the rules of the ABCC, and the board's rules for the sale and service of alcohol. We want to thank you for hearing this application today. We do request that you defer your vote on this application. We need to continue our discussions with the community and speak with NAB. I saw Conrad on. We are going to them at their next meeting. We would be happy to answer any questions you have. We would be happy to answer any questions you have. That's a end of the statement, not an ongoing one.
Thank you, Attorney Miller. And thank you for joining us, Mr. Sullivan. Your attorney covered the manager of record questions I had, but I have a couple other questions. What is the volume of takeout that you're expecting?
The volume of takeout, probably I would say at least half. I mean, we want to cater to the neighborhood. That's kind of like our niche. Is we want a local spot where everyone can go to grab a bite, grab takeout, grab a cocktail, beer, wine, and just really cater to the neighborhood feel. That's kind of our MO.
Okay. Will you be working with any third-party delivery services?
No.
And what do you think the traffic impact will be of delivery at this location? Have you had any sort of plan in place?
Nope. Plan in place yet, because we want to get things going first, and then once we get opening, we wouldn't want to do takeout right away, but once we get the swing of things, we'd start the takeout and kind of make a plan in place for that.
Okay, so just for full disclosure, BTD is looking at a lot of these new applications that come through to evaluate them as far as impact the delivery services will have in the neighborhood and the impact of the traffic impact of delivery. So please keep those 2 things in mind as you as your business plan evolves. We're seeing issues with this in other neighborhoods, and actually in this neighborhood too, with third-party deliveries, double, triple parking, causing congestion for the neighbors. And it's something that we're taking a close look at.
Absolutely.
With that, I don't have any further questions, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon.
With regard to the delivery app, will you ever work with them, or is your plan to never do that?
Eventually. I mean, it's going to be once, like I said, we get in the swing of things when we're, finally get open, maybe. But that's typically, like I said, once we start making a business plan to, further take out, we'd potentially, that's not what we usually do, but, we'd consider it.
Okay. And if you did utilize them in the future, would you have any agreements with them regarding how and when and where they would be picking up from you? Like, do you have other businesses that have already worked with these apps?
Yes.
And is that how you approach it? Like, how does that work? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, typically, I mean, like I said, in the summertime, if it's, with the outside, we'll have a table, say, where if they just grabbing, with the names on the order, grab it and then go, so nothing's held up. That's kind of what I would be thinking of doing. But like I said, we haven't really set a plan for that yet. We just want to get the ball rolling, continue to build and, get the license.
Okay, thank you.
Nothing from me, thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office likes to defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant's representation, they're continuing the community process and meeting with the relevant civic association in the coming weeks. So we hope that the board will take that civic stance into account. With that, we defer to the judgment of this board. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? I see a hand raised from Conrad Armstrong. Mr. Armstrong, you may unmute and please provide your testimony.
I am Conrad Armstrong from 439 Marlborough Street, representing Neighborhood Association of Back Bay. I only had a chance to talk, I was only aware of this application this week. Thank you, Attorney Miller, for requesting to deferment. Just telling the board that we should be able to get back to you, either myself or Elliot Laffer, by March 10th on that decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 8, Las Palmas Market, Inc., doing business as Las Palmas Market, located at 13 Chelsea Street in East Boston. Holder of a retail package store wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Babari Corp., doing business as Las Palmas Market at the same location. Maya Patel, manager, closing hour 11 p.m. And lastly, has petitioned to pledge the license and inventory to Rockland Trust Company. Attorney Matthew Porter.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Commissioners, Chair. My name is Matthew Porter. I'm the attorney for Babari Corp. Before the board is a transfer of the existing license at 13 Chelsea Street, apartment 1 in East Boston for Las Palmas Market. It is being transferred to Babari Corp. Along with me today is Sanjay Kumar Patel and Jagdish Patel, who are the two principals of the corporation. Also with us today is Maya Patel, who will be the manager of record. All three of these individuals are very experienced operators in the liquor industry. Maya Patel is alcohol tip certified. She is a U.S. citizen. There are no major anticipated changes to the business whatsoever, no changes to the hours or the structure of the business. There is a pledge of license to Rockland Trust, who is helping to finance the transaction. So in addition to the transfer of the license, we'd be looking for an approval of the pledge to Rockland Trust as well. So with that, I can certainly answer any questions that the commissioners may have, as can my clients.
Thank you. Ms. Patel, are you a resident of Massachusetts?
Yes, I am.
And where do you live?
I'm living in Boston.
Okay. And do you have experience in the food and beverage industry?
Yes, I do in 5 years.
5 years. And where is that experience?
On Boston.
Do you work at another liquor store or what is?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay. What is that liquor store?
On Boston, East Boston.
East Boston. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you familiar with the rules and regulations of this board, the ABCC and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I have no further questions. Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
No questions from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office like to defer to the judgment of this board. The applicant met with the Maverick Central Neighborhood Association, where they received strong support. It's also indicated to us that the abutters are also in strong support as well. With that information, we defer to the judgment of this board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 9, Victoria Seafood Restaurant, doing business as Victoria Seafood Restaurant, located at 1029 Commonwealth Ave. Holder of a common victular 7-day wines and malt beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Choose Gourmet Systems, Inc., doing business as Victoria Seafood Restaurant at the same location. Jan Bing Chu, manager, 1 a.m. closing hour, attorney Albert DiNapoli. Attorney DiNapoli.
Good morning, Board. As I said, my name is Al DiNapoli. I represent the transferee here. The transfer, I believe, is on the Zoom too, if you have any questions as to the transfer. The transferee, the principal of the transferee is the present chef at the location and has been at the location for a while. He has incorporated Zell's Gourmet Systems, Inc. He is not going to change the operation of the restaurant. His wife, Zhang Bing Zhu, is on the line with him. She is the proposed manager of record. She has experience working for approximately 18 years as the minibar attendant at the W Hotel in Boston. She's familiar with the rules and regulations of Boston and the ABCC. She is a Massachusetts and a United States citizen. She's here to answer any other questions you might have. There may be somewhat of a language issue, but she's certainly here to be able to assist any way she can.
Thank you, Attorney DiNapoli. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Zhu. Just one question, and you can answer yes or no. Are you familiar with the rules and regulations of our board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And then, Attorney DiNapoli, just one question. Did you say it's the present chef who is buying this business, this license?
He's buying, he's the transferee of the liquor license. He's going to operate the business under an agreement with the present owner of the business itself.
Okay, it sounds like a great success story. And the closing hours as stated at 1 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have any other questions at this time. Commissioner Curran and Commissioner Saxon?
No questions for me. Thank you.
Nothing further, thanks.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Frank, it looks like you're trying to speak, but we can't hear you. I see you unmuted yourself. Nope, can't hear you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Give just another moment. It looked like ONS was trying to speak and then muted themselves.
Are you trying to reach out to Frank Mendoza?
Yeah, it looks like he's unmuted himself a couple times and is unable to have.
Yeah, I reached out to Mr. Mendoza and to the Alston Civic Association, and they advised me that there wasn't going to be any necessary neighborhood meetings. I spoke at length to the president of the Alston Civic Association. So since there's no real change of operations, just transfer the liquor license, they felt this would be fine without any meeting.
Great, thank you for that, Attorney DiNapoli. And Frank, if there's anything further you want to provide to the board, you may do so in writing. We'll make sure that's shared with the commissioners.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Yeah, I'm not sure what's wrong with Frank's connectivity, but can confirm what the applicant's representation is saying. We had to meet out with the Alston Civic Association. I believe they've submitted a letter as well. So with that, we defer to the board at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify in this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 10, Brook Egg Farm, Inc., doing business as Locantes, located at 116 Salem Street. Holder of a common victual or 7-day wines and malt beverages with liqueurs license has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Locantes Boston, Inc., doing business as Locantes at the same location. Andrew Corbin, manager, 11 p.m. closing hour. Attorney John Iacocca. Attorney Iacocca.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. This is John Iacocca representing the applicant. This is simply a sale of the business of Locantes, Brook Egg Farm, to Locantes Inc. in Boston. Be no change in the licensing, no change to the location. And I believe the manager, Mr. Corbin, is tip certified and familiar with the rules and regulations of the board and the laws of the Commonwealth. Same location. And that's essentially it. We're here to answer any other questions.
Thank you very much. Mr. Corbin, just flesh out the other questions that the board asks everyone who appears before us to be approved as manager of record. Are you a citizen?
Yes,
And are you a resident of Massachusetts?
yes, I am.
And where do you live?
I live in Lowell, Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. And what is your experience in the food and beverage industry?
I have 25 years of operation, ownership, and consultation. I've owned, operated, or consulted on over 100 properties throughout New England. I've in pretty much 90% of all of the properties that I take over, I usually get a 100% tip certification from all my staff that serves alcoholic beverages. It's actually a promotion that we do for them. And yeah, that's really about it.
Okay, and you're familiar with the rules and regs of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol?
Yes.
Okay. I have no other questions. Commissioners, do you?
I do not. Thank you.
And from me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives? Are there any other individuals who would like to testify in this matter?
Sorry, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office Neighborhood Services. This time, the Mayor's Office likes to defer to the judgment of this board. We understand the applicant is in communication with the local civic association, has not yet had a chance to meet with them. With this being a transfer, we don't envision any concerns from the community, but we just want to make a note of that. With that, we defer to the judgment of this board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here's
Calling item 11, Our Father's Deli LLC, doing business as Our Father's Deli, located at 197 North Harvard Street in Alston. Holder of a common victular 7-day alcoholic beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license from the above to Fork and Knife LLC, doing business as Sloan's at the same location. Mackenzie Dame manager, closing hour 2 a.m. Secondly, has updated the description of premise from in one large room on ground floor, including mezzanine level with dining bar area, deli counter, storage, and kitchen in one room with one bar, outdoor seasonal March to October, seating area on private property for approximately 20 patrons with access to bar patio. 2, in one large room on ground floor with dining areas and bar, together with additional seating in second room, kitchen, restrooms, and storage, seasonal April to November outdoor patio on private property, 80 square feet, with additional seating for 20 patrons, 2 a.m. interior closing, 11 p.m. patio closing hour. Lastly, is petition to pledge the license to Barry's Corner Property LLC. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Thank you, Secretary Green, and good morning, Madam Chair, members of the board. Attorney Ryan Gosda on behalf of the licensee. With me this morning is Sarah Wade, who is the owner of the establishment, as well as Mackenzie Dame, who is the proposed manager of record. This is an application seeking the transfer of an all alcohol license for the proposed new restaurant doing business as Sloan's at 197 North Harvard Street, which will be a full service American comfort food style restaurant, replacing the former Our Father's Deli that formerly operated at this site that closed down about, I believe, 1 or 2 years ago. The former operator entered into a purchase and sale agreement to transfer that license to the new restaurant operator. So together with this application, we're also seeking a pledge of the license, which will act as collateral on the promissory note that the LLC entered into to fund the acquisition. It'll be a relatively straightforward corp-to-corp transfer of the license. There are no major alterations proposed with respect to the layout itself, just some minor cosmetic upgrades, and the square footage, hours of operation, and numbers of seats will largely remain the same. As I mentioned, Chef Sarah Wade, she is on the call with us. This will be her second restaurant in the city, with the first being Stillwater in downtown that she opened up a few years ago after being crowned the champion of the Food Network's Chopped competition. So she hopes to bring the same level of service that she's been well received for to the Alston neighborhood. Mackenzie Dame, proposed manager of record, excuse me, is on the call as well. She is a U.S. citizen, a Massachusetts resident, familiar with the rules and regulations regarding the sale of service of alcohol, and is quite familiar with the food and beverage industry, and has been the former GM for Lulu's in Alston for the past 10 years. Having said that, we're happy to answer any questions you may have. We did formally meet with the ACA with respect to the transfer. And we received no opposition from any parties. But as I said, happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Just digging through the description. What is the capacity going to be at the new with the new layout?
The number of seats will be 92 indoor with 20 outdoor. I don't believe we have a firm occupancy number, but again, nothing will be changing in terms of what was there previously. So I'd imagine it would be largely in keeping with what was previously approved.
Okay. And Ms. Wade or Ms. Dame, can you tell the board a little bit about what the concept is going to be for Fork and Knife or DBA Sloan's?
It's going to be a comfort food restaurant, very neighborhood centric, looking to service the neighborhood with great food and good cocktails, and food first, drink second. It's a restaurant.
Okay, and then same questions I had for the Newberry Street applicant that was before us today. What volume of takeout do you expect?
We don't expect a whole lot of takeout. I'd say 10% of sales. We're going to focus on the diners in the restaurant, and we don't plan on opening with third party. They can obviously come order food to go. If we do end up going into something with a third party, there is a side street here in the restaurant called Ivy Lane, so it'll keep the drivers off of Western Ave and North Harvard Street. And then we'll make sure we give those instructions to those third party drivers if we get that set up.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you've been thinking about it too. I appreciate that. I don't have any questions, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon.
I have no questions. Thank you.
Nothing from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Yes, good morning, Chair, members of the board. Frank Mendoza here with Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, Austin Brighton Liaison. Can you hear me this time?
We can.
Excellent. Yes, sorry about that. For my previous testimony, all was exactly as Deputy Director Connor Newman said. For this case, we defer to the judgment of the board. Just wanted to point out that the applicant, as stated, did meet with the Alston Civic Association. The Alston Civic Association sent a letter of approval to the board this morning at 8:30, I believe. And as I said previously, we will defer to the judgment of the board. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calling item number 12, 88 Beach LLC, doing business as Hayla Moon, located at 88 Beach Street, holder of a common victual or 7-day wines and malt beverages license, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to Food Opera Inc., doing business as Food Opera, located at 81 to 83A Essex Street. Premise consists of approximately 7,780 square feet, kitchen at the rear, seating for 188, one entrance at front, one rear exit, storage and basement. Closing hour 2 a.m. Desmond Singli Cheng, manager. Attorney Kai Wang. Attorney Wang. Oh, I see you're on mute. 1 second.
Okay, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Good morning, Madam Chair, member of the board. Kai Wang representing the applicant from Sasun Simrod Law LLC. I have here with me also on the Zoom call is Desmond Chen. He's the proposed manager. Basically, yes, we are planning to transfer the liquor license from 88 Beach LLC to Food Opera Inc. 88 Beach DBA Hayla Moon sadly has been closed, and the owner Albert Leung opened Food Opera on Essex Street, and he's transferring the liquor license from one of his entity to another of his entity. So Food Opera Inc. has been in operation since last year. And Desmond is also with us today. He's the proposed manager. He's a U.S. citizen. He's a resident of Massachusetts. He has over 10 years experience working in the restaurant as the manager, serving full liquors. And he is well versed with pertaining to the sales and service of the alcohol with ABCC, the board, and the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. The restaurant is, I guess, it's like a mini Hayla Moon, serving Chinese food, including dim sum. So that's pretty much it. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Is Desmond here? I don't see him.
Yes, I can. Yes.
Okay, yes, we see you. He's under Fuji C is the name showing up on.
Okay. Just want to ask you the same questions I asked the previous applicant regarding what percentage of your sales do you expect to be delivery?
The delivery, I will say about maybe like 10 to 15%.
Okay. Do you plan on using any third-party apps for delivery?
We are currently using third-party apps for delivery.
Okay, are there any issues right now with double, triple parking with the third-party apps, traffic congestion?
No, not at all.
Nice, okay.
There is a parking lot right next to the restaurant. It's also operated by Albert. So if it need be, the delivery personnel can just park there for a minute and then pick up the food and then take off.
But do they do that, or do they just park out front and run inside?
Some of the driver do utilize the parking lot, and some of them just park up front for just like maybe a minute or so, because we have a shelf of the delivery order ready for them. They just get in the restaurant and pick up. So the process is pretty straightforward.
Okay. Okay, that's helpful that you've thought that through. And I just recommend that you continue to think that through if issues do arise with parking congestion in that neighborhood. I don't have any questions right now, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon.
Is there a parking lane in front of your restaurant, or is that a travel lane? I'm sorry.
That's a
I
parking
think-
lane. That's a parking. I think that's a commercial parking lane.
Commercial
during the
parking?
daytime. Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you. No further questions. Thank you.
None for me, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and members of the board. This is Chu from the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. An abutters meeting was held for this proposal on September 29th, 2022. The proponents have also met with the Chinatown Residents Association, Chinatown Neighborhood Council, and the Chinatown Safety Committee, all of whom have expressed support. At this time, we would like to defer judgment to the board.
Good morning, Madam of the Chair, members of the board. Ana Calderon from Council President Flink's office. The councilor would like to go on record in support. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Calling item number 13, Tavitas South Station LLC, doing business as Tavitas, located at 1 South Station. Holder of a common victular 7-day all alcoholic beverages license has petitioned to transfer the license and the location from the above to the Dot Restaurant LLC, doing business as the Dorchester, located at 1121 Dorchester Ave in Dorchester. Premise consists of in one large room on the ground floor with bar seating areas, kitchen, restrooms, storage space, and basement, an annual outdoor patio on private property. Outdoor patio will consist of 459 square feet with seating for 40 patrons. Indoor hours of operation will be 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Outdoor hours of operation will be 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Total square feet, 4,969, with a total capacity of 275 and a total seating capacity of 255. Closing hour 2 a.m. Giuseppe Arcari, manager. Attorney Ryan Spitz. Attorney Spitz.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Green. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Attorney Ryan Spitz with Adams and Moranci. With me here today is the owner and proposed manager of record of the Dot Restaurant LLC, Mr. Joey Arcari. Mr. Arcari is a United States citizen, resident of the Commonwealth. He is familiar with the rules and regulations of this board and the ABCC, and also has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry. In fact, he's a manager of record of other locations in the city of Boston. Mr. Arcari has a stellar reputation of operating his restaurants within the city of Boston. This location, again, consists of approximately 4,969 square feet of restaurant space on the ground floor with 21 residential units above. This was a mixed-use project that went through an extensive BPDA Article 80 process and was approved by the BPDA board back in March 2021. and subsequently approved by the Zoning Board of Appeals in April 2021. During the community process, neighbors were supportive of the project, especially the restaurant. As stated, there was a public need for dining in this area. And with the addition of more residential units, this will address the growing need of restaurants like this in the area. The restaurant space will have a total occupancy of approximately 270, with seating for 255, including outdoor patio for approximately 40 patrons. The outdoor patio will be specifically located entirely on private property and will not impede on any sort of city-owned sidewalk property. The applicant is proposing a 1 a.m. license with all windows closing at 11 p.m. Indoor hours will be Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m., Saturday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Outdoor patio will be Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Saturday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. The menu will consist of a full service American cuisines, very similar to some of the other locations owned by Mr. Akari. As for deliveries, I know that came up in some of the questions previously. As for the deliveries, we have an actual active easement off of 7 Hill Ave that will give us direct access to the rear of our property off street for all deliveries. At this point, I'm going to hand it over and pause for any questions, comments, or concerns from the board.
Thanks, Attorney Spitz. So that easement, will you be directing these third-party delivery providers to park there and only there for pickup?
Yeah, I mean, it's his, he hasn't decided if he's going to have any third-party deliveries at this point in time. Takeout is very minimal operational from based upon his previous restaurants. But obviously, being a full service, he will offer it. We can direct people there, but we just don't want to obstruct that easement. And again, it would be minimal, impact as far as deliveries and that will be coming into the restaurant. Okay, and I just ask that you continue to think through these issues as your business expands. Should it expand to, a larger percent takeout? Yes. I don't think I have any questions at this time, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon.
No questions at this time. Thank you.
None for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify on this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Julie Ryan from City Councilor Frank Baker's office. We would like to go on record in support of this applicant. The community in 7 Hill is excited to see another restaurant, and therefore they're in support, and so are we. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter?
Yes, Madam Chair, members of the board, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of this board. As you heard from the applicant, this property had gone through an extensive BPA process where this type of use was discussed. We understand that the neighborhood is excited for this. With that, we defer to the judgment of the board. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Calling item 14, Good Tacos LLC, doing business as Naco Taco and Good Company, located at 100 Hood Park Drive in Charlestown, has applied for a common victualler 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to be exercised on the above. On one floor of commercial building, approximately 5,519 square feet of contiguous space. Good Company located at left of space with entrance located at far left. Approximately 1,138 square feet with bar seating for 18 patrons, bar dining for 16 patrons, dining area 1 for 6 patrons, and dining area 2 for 5 patrons. Total indoor seating capacity for Good Company is 45. Annual outdoor patio, weather permitting, located on private property for 16 patrons, closing hour 12 a.m. Naco Taco located at right of space with entrance located at far right. Approximately 1,648 square feet with bar seating for 26 patrons, bar dining for 20 patrons, and dining area 1 for 44 patrons. Total indoor seating capacity for Naco Taco, approximately 90. Annual outdoor patio, weather permitting, located on private property for 14 patrons. Total indoor seating, 135. Total outdoor seating, 30, closing hour 12 a.m. Bathrooms located at rear of public facing space. Contiguous kitchen, storage, and back of house located in rear of space connecting Good Company and Naco Taco. Contiguous area not accessible to the public. 2 entrances, 5 exits. Manager Seth Freitas. Closing time 2 a.m. Attorney Leslie Delaney Hawkins. Attorney Hawkins.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board, Executive Secretary Green. I'm sure you need a break after that description, so apologies on my part. Leslie Delaney Hawkins on behalf of the applicant, Good Tacos LLC, doing business as Naco Taco and Good Company. With me today is Seth Freitas, Alex Tannenbaum, and Brian Lesser, who are the owners of the applicant entity. Mr. Freitas is also the proposed manager of record. We're before you today seeking a CV 7-day all alcoholic beverages license to operate at 100 Hood Park Drive in the new development, Hood Park development in Charlestown. This would be 2 full-service sit-down restaurants with distinct concepts, Naco Taco and Good Company. Each would have their own separate signage and dedicated entrance for patrons, and then will be connected at the back of house, which is what makes this contiguous. Naco Taco will be the second Naco Taco location. There's currently one in Cambridge. This is a high-end Mexican establishment. Good Company will actually be a very different concept. This will be high-end but accessible American cuisine, but with a focus on cocktails and pairing the food with the cocktails. In fact, they will actually be cutting their own ice at the premise for these high-end mixed alcoholic and non-alcoholic drinks. We're seeking a closing hour of 2 a.m. inside and midnight on the outdoor patios located on public property. As Attorney Green noted, this is approximately 5,500 square feet. Good Company will have 45 seats indoors and 16 seats outdoors, while Naco Taco will have 90 seats indoors and 14 outdoors. The applicant is only seeking non-live background music and television. There's no live entertainment associated with this request. We anticipate hiring approximately 40 patrons. To the chair's question regarding takeout is a very small portion of this operation, approximately 20%. One of the really positive things about this development is that because it is new development, it is built for this use. So there are loading zones in front of the establishment, which is actually on a private way to ensure that there's no issues with double parking. Additionally, all of the deliveries and pickups will be handled through a dedicated loading zone in the rear of the space. So the development was very thoughtful about the uses that were being proposed. One of the real benefits is also that there are no direct residential abutters at this establishment. It is all commercial and lab space within this physical space. So the concerns about noise emanating from the premise, while this has undergone significant construction to ensure that doesn't happen, we don't have residential neighbors above us, which we know is a problem in and throughout Boston. In terms of the public need, the board is aware of the new Hood Park development, which consists of approximately 1.8 million square feet of office and lab use, 100,000 square feet of retail space, 335 new units of housing, and 150 hotel rooms. There's also over 1 acre of active outdoor space. There's a clear public need for additional food and beverage establishments to support the residents, the workers, and the visitors to this exciting new development. Additionally, by proposing 2 very distinct concepts for 1 license, we submit that this would be an excellent use of one of the neighborhood restricted licenses that, as the board is aware, Charlestown is one of the neighborhoods that qualifies for one of these licenses. Mr. Freitas is a U.S. citizen. He's a resident of the Commonwealth. He has extensive experience in the food and beverage industry, and he's familiar with the rules and the regulations of this board, the ABCC, and the laws of the Commonwealth as they pertain to the sale and service of alcohol. And finally, we did attend a public abutters meeting hosted by the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. There were actually no attendees despite the notice, and we've reached out to the Charlestown Neighborhood Council and look forward to continuing to work with them and being a positive in the community. And with that, we're here for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, attorney, and thank you to your team for joining us today. I think you covered all of the manager record questions. At this time, I don't have any further questions for you, Commissioner Curran or Commissioner Saxon.
No questions for me. Thank you.
None for me either. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any individuals who would like to testify in this matter, beginning with elected officials or their representatives?
Madam Chair, members of the board, Sean Breen with the Office of Neighborhood Services, Charlestown Liaison. An abutters meeting was held on the 9th. Like previously stated, there weren't any attendees. We haven't received any letters of opposition or support either. So with that, we defer to the judgment of the board.
Thank you. Are there any other individuals who would like to testify on this matter? Seeing none, the board will take this under advisement. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Item number 15 has already been approved by this board and is on the agenda to clear up a legal defect in the advertising that went out. And item 16, as stated at the beginning of this hearing, has been continued to the March 29th transactional hearing. Those are all of the items before the board today. Thank you very much, and that will adjourn this morning's hearing.
Thank you.